No pressure. You can do this.
So it's a couple of days before the big Norseman race, and I'm Helen Webster from 220 Triathlon Magazine in the UK. You know me already, but I'm here with one of our very special athletes, friend of mine, an amazing all-round human being, Louise Minchin. Hello!
Oh my goodness, it's so exciting, I think, and sort of terrifying to be here, to be sitting on the shores of the fjord, and you can hear the waves behind us, and hopefully there'll be no waves in a couple of days. And to see you again, because she basically writes or edits the magazine that has helped me in my triathlon journey, which has been quite a short journey. I think I started 6 years ago. So started with sprint distance, having given up sport 30 years ago to Olympic distance, and then jumped straight into the world of X-Tri, which has been an amazing adventure.
And very different to how people in the UK will know you in your day job.
Yes, in my day job, I sit down on a sofa, but it's not quite like this one. I present BBC Breakfast, which is on BBC One in the UK, and that's what I do. I get up very early in the morning. It's a news and current affairs programme. I co-present it. In fact, if you're watching me in the UK, I always sit on that side, don't I? So we should really swap sides, but it's nice to be on this side for once.
I stole your seat.
No, it's fine. You have it. It's fine. I'm delighted. I'm very delighted to see you.
Oh, and we swam this morning in Eidfjord here, which you can see behind us, and it's beautiful. And I did laugh because I know you as a triathlete and as a friend, and we're always in wetsuits and jumping in and out of lakes and things. But your day job, you have to be super smart.
I know. Well, that's the thing. My natural environment would be, the place I'm most happy is sitting like we are about to do an amazing adventure. And I mean, what I'm saying, I love my job, but I'm not a very when I'm doing my job, I have full makeup, I have my hair done, I look incredibly smart and well put together. But normally I would rather be wearing my shorts, wearing my trainers, or in a wetsuit. So yes, I have a kind of like two things going on in my life, which is very strange.
And I think we've had similar journeys in many ways, because I came to triathlon 6 years ago as well. So
I didn't know that was that awesome.
Yeah. So I was a motoring journalist for many years, so writing about cars. And then I was doing lots of marathon running in my spare time, and a job on 220 Triathlon came up, and I was like, oh, that sounds amazing. But I couldn't swim, never really knew a lot about triathlon. So I had that real kind of adventure of getting to know the sport. So similar to you, probably.
And look what you've done since then. You've done lots of triathlons, and I know you love swim run as well, which is something I've tried, pretty much inspired by her, to be honest with you. I've done my first swim run as well this year, which is another huge adventure to try out.
And how have you found those 6 years? Because I know you've written a book in the UK as well about your triathlon journey, which has inspired lots of people too.
It's called Dare to Try, TRI, and the pedants in the UK will say that I've spelt it wrong because it should have a Y, but it's obviously try for triathlon. I wrote a book about it because, this has been very much something that has taken me by surprise. And it started with a cycling challenge in the Velodrome in Manchester. And I'd never even ridden on a road bike at all in my whole life, with drop handlebars and a high seat and all the rest of it. And I did that race that day, and just sort of going over that finishing line and just went, wow, I forgot I love to race. And I used to be a swimmer until I was about 15, and I gave up because I didn't like my muscly shoulders, which I do like now. I know, but I gave it up.
They're useful.
Yeah, now, hopefully in this fjord, they're going to be quite useful. And then, sort of took up triathlon because somebody said to me, why don't you try one out? And a bit like you, I tried it out and just thought, what an amazing, exhilarating, exciting and challenging sports.
So Louise, Saturday, I am still in the journalist role on Saturday, so I'm going to be talking for Norseman Live.
One day you've got to try it, haven't you?
What are you doing on Saturday?
I am, fingers going to cross, going to be doing Norseman. I will be hopefully jumping off the ferry, and I did Patagon Man in December, so I have, that's one thing I've got going for me on Saturday. I have jumped off the back of the ferry in the dark before. I did leave it till nearly last time, so I'm going to hopefully go maybe mid-range this time.
You've had practice.
I have had practice. Didn't feel like it at the time. And I was very nervous, and I will be very nervous. I get very nervous before the swim. I think because in a triathlon, the thing I'm best at is the swim, so I always think I must get this right. And obviously the swimming makes lots of people nervous anyway. I've had one jump practice, so yeah, it might help.
Because we swam this morning, and Louise, she's a friend, and I love her, but she was lapping me in that fjord.
I found you.
Yeah, you waved at me on the way past.
I nearly had to crash with another friend of mine, so you were lucky. So I was swimming, and there's Lucy Gossage, who's a brilliant athlete, brilliant triathlete. And I looked up and I saw this red hat coming. I thought going away from her. I thought, I'll just see if I can catch them up. And literally 30 seconds later, we nearly had a full-on crash, which would have been very funny because we're friends. But yeah, so no, I love swimming and swimming here because it's a little bit salty, isn't it, as well? Did you like it?
I loved it, you know what? And there's been a lot of talk of water temperatures in Upton Norseman this year because it was something like 17, 18 degrees at the start of the week when you arrived. And then they had some quite high winds and a cruise ship went in and out and like churned it all up and made it a lot colder. So it went down to about 11, 12 degrees. But today it felt nice.
Yeah, I think it was about 15 today. And you have beaten me to it because you've already been competing today. I'm a little bit jealous.
Yeah. So if I look a bit of a sweaty mess, it's because I just did the Eidfjord Sunto Express Aquathon, which
First
was
one, isn't it?
Yeah, first one. So it was a 400-metre swim in the fjord and then a 6K run kind of up, yay, up, yay, over these like mini mountains. And it was surprisingly tough. And then I kind of caught myself and I thought, you know what, no complaining because I know what you're doing on Saturday.
I'm just going to break it down. I can't... running is the thing that's most difficult for me, and I would have done that run today because the aquathon because I'd have loved to done, but I injured myself and everybody's injured. You speak to every single person who hears at Norseman and they're all injured. And I went over. We've got a beautiful mountain in Wales called Snowdon, and I went up and down Snowdon, finished, and went over on my ankle and tore a ligament in my ankle. Yes, this very ankle here. Don't look at it. So I would have done that, but for the fact that I genuinely have hardly run at all in the last month. So I thought we're saving it all for the big day.
Yeah, save yourself for race day. It's like the big one.
It is, isn't it? Have you got any? Because you've been here before, haven't you? You've seen people do it. What advice have you got?
I would say pace yourself. So it's a long day. The day is going to pass. Enjoy it. Take in the amazing scenery because it is absolutely stunning here. And for anyone that's not visited Eidfjord before, they have to come because it's wonderful. And your support crew are so important to you. So kind of really rely on them to help you in the bits where you need them, like help give you kit, give you nutrition. I know you like Snickers bars, so...
I bought 6 with me, just in case I didn't have them here. Of course, they sell them here. There are other bars available, but Snickers are the absolute go-to for me.
Bomb.
They really are. I mean, that's pretty much all I'm going to eat for the whole day. And then, so the support crew, I've got my husband here who is supporting Patagon Man, and my dad, and also my daughter's here as well. And the one thing that I've kind of realised, because obviously there's that whole thing about, do you get to the cut-offs on time and all the rest of it. I did in Patagon Man, and you know this because I wrote about it in your magazine, have a 15-minute cry up at 135k on the bike. Oh, I really cried. I really, really cried. So, and that's fine because that's part of what we do, isn't it? And it was very hard at that time. And I just kept saying, it's so hard. And my husband's like, yes, it's hard. Anyway, so that was fine. Had a bit of a cry up. So my one thing going into this, and I may not be able to stick to it, is it is okay to cry as long as I keep moving.
Yeah, cry while you're moving. And get closer to that black T-shirt, hopefully.
We want people to do this sport, and this is our advice.
Oh, but it's such an emotional thing, isn't it? Yeah. And like you leave everything on the course.
And it was you talk about leaving it on the course. The thing about the support, and this is what I love about the X-Tri experience, is that the reason I cried was because your supporters meet you at different points, and I basically saw this line of supporters on top of this hill that seemed to go on for 25 years, and I went over the hill and I just saw them at the top, and then there was a down and another up, and by the time I got there, just the overwhelming emotion of actually seeing my lovely husband just got the better of me. And that's what it does to you, isn't it? You just get so emotional and you're in a dark place, and then you see someone you love and you can't quite hold it together.
Louise, what's your advice to Helen?
Oh yeah, so we've talked a bit, haven't we? Because it's really funny sitting here because you are essentially doing my job.
I know, and you do it so well. So like, I know Louise gave me some tips earlier on presenting because this is what Louise does every day, and she's one of the best we've got at home in the UK, probably the best in the world. And like, I don't do this very often. Every so often they go, "Hey, Helen, come stand on a mountain and talk about racing," and I'm like, I love it. But
well, you see, that's the thing, and that's what I said to you: is you love this sport. You know all there is to know about this sport, so you are best placed. And that your advice to me, I'm sure, would be similar. Just enjoy it. That's exactly what you've got to do on the day. Enjoy it, take it all in. You're going to meet some amazing athletes. You're going to meet them in difficult times probably as well, aren't you?
Yeah.
So just go out and enjoy it and be yourself, because you know everything about this sport and you love it, so it comes across. I've watched you and it comes across.
I do, and you know what, for me it's such a privilege being here and being able to cover this race and like to tell these stories, because you know, I know Norsemen are using the kind of branding, this race isn't for you this year, and the people have come and kind of decided to take it on regardless. It's just, it's a privilege.
I loved when they changed that, because I'm obsessively reading the athlete guide. I love information, given my job, I'm a journalist, so I'm like, more information, and then I read it again. And then they changed it, didn't they? Go, this is not for you. And you just think, oh gosh, maybe they have a point. I mean, I think they probably do have a point, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try and get to the end of that race, wherever it might be. I mean, I know there's 2 places it's going to end.
I think you're going to have a great race. What I love about you is your attitude, though, and you just carry that enthusiasm, that smile out into the race, into everything you do. So I think you're going to have a great day.
I think it's going to be a tough day. And then the other thing that I hadn't quite realised was, the ferry thing is, I know that's intimidating for people, but for me, I've got a claustrophobia thing about tunnels. I didn't realise there were tunnels. And that's right at the beginning. So if I can get through the tunnels, I'll be fine after that. I might walk them. But it'd be more scary, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I would stay on the bike. Really bright bike lights. Fine. And just go for it.
It's going to be a great day. And I've been here for a few days, and honestly, it's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to. I'm very glad that I've been here, kind of in the run up to the race, to get used to the environment and see the mountains and see the hills, see the tunnels, relax a bit.
Cool. And where can our people who are watching on Norseman Live find out how your race has gone? Can they follow you on social media or find out how it's all been for you?
Well, normally I am on social media, but obviously I won't be allowed my phone because I can't really do it while I'm. So no, it'll be via you. They're going to have to watch you. I'm number 134.
Actually, people could use the live athlete tracker then maybe and find you online.
So
but
tell my family they can watch on live athlete tracker, because I will not, and nobody else is going to be doing it on my behalf. So yeah,
we'll try and find out how you do on the course and let people know then.
Do you have to? Can I just finish?
Good luck, Louise. I love you the most.
Oh,
good luck.
Thank you so much. And do you know what I will really look forward to? I'll turn left at that boy, and I'll really look forward to seeing your smiley face when I get out of the swim, and perhaps on the mountain. See ya.